Good morning and welcome to Drew's Book Reviews and a happy new year to you. I hope you've had a fantastic year in reading. So today we are going to be talking about my 2019 reading year in review. So we're going to go over kind of the stuff I've read this year, how I did on my reading challenge, how much I read, that kind of thing. So this is kind of my first year in review reading. It's been the first full year that I've been using the Goodreads app, so it's really nice that they have this feature in there that kind of gives you a summary of your year in review. So we're going to go over that today as a great way to kind of end 2019 and start off our 2020 year in reading. So starting off with my Goodreads challenge, I had set a goal for myself to read 60 books this year in my Goodreads challenge. I didn't quite make that goal. As you can see here, this is what I accomplished this year as far as my Goodreads challenge. I managed to get through 52 books this year of the 60. So almost made it, not quite. Maybe I set my goal a bit too high. That's all right. But hey, I was able to read a total of 23,785 pages across 52 different books, which I never really thought about just how much I'm reading in a given year. So I just kind of set it at 60. I figured, yeah, I could maybe do 60. That's what? A little more than a book a week? Sure, why not? Guess I wasn't quite right on that one, but that's all right. Hey, we'll see how next year goes with that. So, of course, the shortest book that I've read this year, as you can see, would be The Color of Magic. And, of course, the longest book being The Wise Man's Fear, averaging 457 pages per book. So my average rating across all books I've read this year, 3.9 stars, and the highest of all the books I've read on Goodreads, and this is the highest rated by Goodreads readers, was The Wise Man's Fear. So that's, of course, not my personal rating, but the highest amongst all Goodreads readers. And also with The Wise Man's Fear, as you can see, over 1 million other people also read Wise Man's Fear last year, according to Goodreads. That's just, of course, Goodreads users. Still, that's quite a bit. I mean, obviously, it's a very popular book for sure. And, of course, at the beginning of this year, we started all this journey with Siege of Stone by Terry Goodkind, and finished it up with Star Wars Bloodlines from the Legacy of the Force. So those are my first and last reviews of the year. Of course, you can check out those reviews here right on my channel. I've got Siege of Stone from the Terry Goodkind playlist and Bloodlines from the Star Wars playlist. So definitely go check it out. And now, of course, time to check out all my reads for this year. So as you can see here, and here, there's a lot of books for me to choose from. So I've had to narrow this down, or I'm going to narrow this down to my top 10 picks of this year. Now, they're not going to be in any particular order, but they will be there, the top 10 picks of this year. As far as my favorite reads go of the year, the ones that stand out most to me. So we're going to dive right into that. And as you can see, there's a lot to choose from. So it wasn't the easiest thing to kind of pick them out. Some of them I picked a whole series as opposed to an individual book, because, it's just hard to pick just 10. Sometimes it can be hard to pick just one. So without further ado, here are my top 10 picks of this year as far as reads go. But before we get into the top 10, did you see the magic trick I just did? I changed my shirt, and you didn't even see me do it. All right, just having some fun. Anywho, into the top 10. Again, this is not in any particular order, just my top 10 favorite reads of 2019. So topping the list, coming in for the number 10 pick, will be Lamb, The Gospel According to Biff, Christ's Childhood Pal by Christopher Moore. This is a hilarious, irreverent gospel of Jesus Christ and his story, and of course taken from the perspective of Biff, Christ's childhood pal. This is a hilarious read, especially if you like irreverent humor. Definitely highly recommend. If you were the religious type that does not like irreverent humor making fun of your religion or Christ or the Christian faith in general, this one is not for you. Definitely not. But if that doesn't bother you and you just want a good, hilarious, funny read with an alternative take on Jesus Christ and his story, this is definitely for you. And coming in at number 9 on the list, we have The Core by Peter V. Brett. So this one is book 5 of the Demon Cycle. If you've not read the Demon Cycle, you need to pick up the Demon Cycle. Holy cow, it is a amazing series. One of my favorite. Absolutely love it. Demon Cycle just is amazing. You've got to check it out. Well worth the read. 100%. You got to do it. This is a great conclusion to the whole series. I love this series from start to finish. This whole idea of a world that is haunted by demons in the night, and mankind having to unite to fight off the demon horde and end the threat once and for all. And this constant repetitive cycle. Just amazing. Absolutely well worth the read. The Demon Cycle by Peter V. Brett. Check it out. It is well worth the read. The Core is a great final time. This is the 5th book in the series. I've got a whole playlist on my channel with Peter V. Brett, so go check it out. So worth the read, and I highly recommend The Demon Cycle by Peter V. Brett. So number 8, we have Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss. So this is the first book in the Kingkiller Chronicles. It's kind of split into 3 days. Basically, we've got the story of Koth. I think I'm pronouncing that right. If you think I'm pronouncing it wrong, by all means tell me in the comments. But essentially, this is the first book of the Kingkiller Chronicles. It's kind of a biographical type story of Koth's life and how he got to be where he is today. And it's just a good story overall. I mean, this book has definitely have its praises that have come through from a variety of different sources. One of the highest rated books on Goodreads, or most popular, is the Kingkiller Chronicles for 2019, based on what Goodreads is telling me anyway, as far as the ones that I've read. Definitely the Kingkiller Chronicles, if you like fantasy, is well worth it. It's got some great world building in here, good characters, just a good, enjoyable read all around. And along with that, of course, is The Wise Man's Fear at number 7. So this being the second book in the Kingkiller Chronicles, again, definitely made my top 10 reads of 2019. So definitely, if you've not read the Kingkiller Chronicles, definitely recommend that you go and check it out. Just really, really good reads all around. Really like the Kingkiller Chronicles. Really enjoying it. And I think it's probably some of the best reads of this year, for sure. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to whenever the 3rd book comes out. Still waiting for that, but I'm sure it will be out soon enough and will be added to my collection. So again, Patrick Rothfuss, Kingkiller Chronicles, The Wise Man's Fear, coming in at number 7. At number 6, we come in with Arcanum Unbounded by Brandon Sanderson, the Kazmir Collection. So this is actually a collection of short stories from Brandon Sanderson's Kazmir universe. If you have not read Brandon Sanderson, you need to go read Brandon Sanderson. Go do it. I'm telling you, it is so worth it. Brandon Sanderson is an amazing writer. His entire Kazmir collection is amazing. Specifically, Stormlight Archive, Mistborn, some of the best-selling, best books from the Kazmir universe. So this is a collection of short stories from the Kazmir universe of a variety of different characters, settings, and worlds within his universe. Just really good book, insightful. It's really great to kind of see more expansion to the whole Kazmir from what I've read previously. Really, really like it. If you are a Sanderson fan, this is a book for you. If you're a Kazmir fan, Arcanum Unbounded, this is a book for you. Check it out, pick it up. It's good. It's awesome. You've got to read this. Really, really enjoyed this book. So definitely, this is coming in as one of my top 10 reads of 2019. So not all of my reads for 2019 were specifically science fiction or fantasy. At number 5, we have The Next Mormons by Jana Reese. This is a fantastic expose on the changing cultural dynamic within the LDS Church, how millennials are changing the Mormon Church, essentially. The Next Mormons is fantastic. It's got so much research put into it. It's really, really good analysis of how the millennial generation is having an impact and change on the Mormon culture, both those who leave the Mormon Church as well as those who choose to remain within the Mormon Church. This really is a fantastic book. If you like sociology books, if you like religious books, if you like books that discuss religion in any way, this is definitely highly recommended, whether you're a current Mormon, an ex-Mormon, or not Mormon at all, just have a general interest in religion and religious studies, this is a fantastic read. One of my favorites of the year, easily. Absolutely love The Next Mormons. And I would highly recommend this book to anybody who has an interest in any kind of theological or religious studies. Coming in at number 4 would be Sapiens, Brief History of Humankind by Noah Yuval Harari. This, again, is a fantastic read. Really great book. Just really eye-opening, discussing the evolution and progress of human society from the very first humans from several 100,000 years ago to the modern human today. Just really eye-opening. It's a fantastic read. I actually have a 4-part series on this book on my channel. Definitely worthwhile going out and checking it out and seeing my review and even reading the book yourself. Sapiens really is a good read and absolutely by far one of my favorite reads of 2019. Highly recommend. I've actually got Homo Deus, the sequel to Sapiens, on my shelf, on my to-be-read list for 2020. And if that one is as good as Sapiens, you can bet the Homo Deus will likely make my top 10 of 2020. But yeah, definitely check it out. Well worth the read. I promise you it is a great book if you have not read it, and I highly recommend it. So number 3 on my list would be the Broken Earth trilogy. Definitely go and check that one out. This one is a really interesting read, interesting study. It's kind of I kind of read as a so science fantasy mix about a society that seems to be set in the future and are the remnants of a previous technologically advanced society, just trying to struggle and make it in the world that has been torn apart. Essentially a broken earth as they're trying to make it in that world. Really great read. That's one that I certainly enjoyed. It's a very unique take on the whole fantasy science fiction genre. And I thought it was just really a great read. Of course, definitely check out the playlist for the Broken Earth trilogy, N.K. Jemisin, on my channel. I've got my reviews for that all there. Really enjoyed it. I thought that was a fantastic read overall. And of course, moving on, we got number 2, which is the Dresden Files. I honestly could not just pick one Dresden Files book that I read this year because they're all so great. I love the Dresden Files. I love this idea of the only practicing wizard in Chicago. I've got more Dresden Files on my to-be-read list, and it just is a fantastic series of books. Harry Dresden, always getting himself in trouble, hilarious adventures, a lot of fun. It's a riot. There's a lot of action in that. Great characters. Just overall, the Dresden Files is just an amazing series of books, which is why I'm including all of them in my list of books that I've enjoyed this year. I can't just pick one Dresden Files. So the Dresden Files, all the ones I've read, make it to number 2, not just one of them. And finally, last but not least, number 1 on the spot, J.L. Michaels' Rollerskate Skinny. This is one of those books that was sent to me by a self-published author to have me review, and I thought this was a really good read. It just one of the ones that stuck out like a sore thumb. It stood out to me. It was a great read. Good story, amazing story, just overall really good. It is a intense story, to say the least. And if you are sensitive to, intense and graphicness within the story of some very serious type of issues, like, this is a serious read. Like, I'm not going to sugarcoat that. It is indeed a serious read. But this is as a great read. Really enjoyed it. It's definitely one that has stuck out for me as far as good reads of 2019 goes. So again, that's J.L. Michaels' Rollerskate Skinny. Just really enjoyed the book. It's a good book and a good read. So there you have it. There are my top 10 reads of 2019. Let me know, which one of these have you read, if any of all. Have any of them stood out to you as books you want to read? And what do you think of my top 10 reads of 2019? So there you have it. That is my year reading in review. I'm really looking forward to a fantastic 2020, and with the hopes that we'll have lots of new reads coming in and some great new books for 2020. I'm thinking that I might be putting out a to-be-read video coming up on January 1st. So thinking about it. Haven't decided yet, so maybe I will, maybe I won't. I don't know. Hey, but if you subscribe and get notifications, you will know if I put one out, won't you? So don't forget to do that. Like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys have had a wonderful 2019 year in reading and have a wonderful 2020 reading year. Thank you so much for watching. You have yourself a great day, and we will see you next time on the next episode of Drew's Book Reviews. Until then, keep on reading. Bye.